Welcome back to The Trust Show. I'm Yoram Solomon, and today we're diving into Chapter 14 of The Trust Premium. This chapter is all about three critical trust-building elements that often get overlooked: time, intimacy, and first impressions. This is the third chapter in part 3 of the book, where we're exploring the 5 behaviors that will make your customers trust you. And in this one, I share a very real and very frustrating experience that perfectly illustrates what not to do when you're trying to establish trust early in a relationship. We'll break down what it means to show up on time, how video presence can dramatically impact connection, why it matters who's actually delivering the value, and what your customer is really thinking when you show up unprepared or too vague. We'll also talk about something very relevant today: the illusion of effort. AI might make it easier than ever to simulate personal attention, but when a customer figures out that your thoughtful message, in quote marks, was auto-generated, the damage to trust can be real and lasting. Let's talk about what it really means to make a great first impression, earn trust through presence, and why genuine time always beats clever shortcuts. Right after this. Welcome to The Trust Show. I'm Yoram Solomon, your host, the author of the Book of Trust, and facilitator of the Trust Habits Workshop. My mission is simple. I want to help you form habits that build your trustworthiness, because the answer to this question will have the biggest impact on your personal and professional success or failure. Can I trust you? Chapter 14: Time, Intimacy, and First Impressions. While I wrote this book, I had an experience that perhaps would best describe what you should and should not do in the context of time, intimacy, and first impressions. I received an email from a certain media platform. I shall not name them, but a very familiar one. In that email, they offered to bring my podcast on their platform, advertise it, and offer all kinds of exposure to me and my business. Their offering wasn't clear enough, but I scheduled an introductory call since I knew the platform by reputation. They sent me a Zoom invitation. I joined the Zoom call on time, but was alone for 3 minutes. She was late. Then she joined. I could see that she joined, but I couldn't see her. I could only see the picture of an attractive young woman that would have been her, or not. I told her that I couldn't see her, to which she replied that she was working from home and was not required to operate her camera. "But feel free to keep your camera on," she said. Naturally, I turned my camera off as well. It just didn't feel right that she could see me while I couldn't see her. Symmetry, remember? She went on to ask me to tell her about my business, my marketing budget, and my marketing goals for the coming year. I did so very briefly and turned to ask her about the services they offer. She explained that she was not a specialist who could provide further details, but would connect me with a specialist who could. I declined. That was the end of the call. The story above is a perfect example of how time, intimacy, and first impressions can make or break a professional interaction. Here is a list of do's and don'ts based on the encounter, framed around these critical elements. Time. Don't be late. Being late to a scheduled meeting, even by a few minutes, immediately signals disrespect for the customer's time and creates a poor first impression. Don't waste time with vagueness. Starting a meeting without clearly articulating your offering or value creates frustration and disengagement. Do respect punctuality. Always show up on time, or even a minute early. This demonstrates professionalism and sets a respectful tone for the interaction. Do value efficiency. Come prepared with a clear agenda and concise information. Respect the other person's time by being ready to provide value from the outset. Intimacy. Don't create suspicion. If you use a photo instead of a video, ensure it's clear and unmistakably you. The fact that the person in the picture might not have been her made me suspicious. A poor way to start a relationship. Don't pass the buck on value delivery. If you're just the entry point and not the person who will deliver the actual value, it reduces trust. My research has shown that when customers realize they are speaking to someone who won't directly handle their needs, their trust diminishes. Don't focus solely on gathering information. Asking probing questions about someone's business goals and budget without first building rapport comes across as transactional and impersonal. Do show your face. Turning on your camera in a video call helps establish connection and trust, especially in initial meetings. It allows for nonverbal cues, facial expressions, and a sense of presence. Refusing to turn on your camera sends the message that you're not invested in building a relationship. Do build rapport first. Before diving into business questions, take a moment to create a personal connection. A little warmth and genuine curiosity go a long way towards fostering trust. Do align yourself with value. If you're not the person delivering the value, acknowledge it, but build confidence in the team. Set clear expectations and convey trust in your specialists or team members who will take over. First impressions. Pay attention to small details in first impressions, as customers will use them to form assumptions and complete their overall picture of you. Don't come unprepared. Failing to have sufficient knowledge of the services you're representing damages your credibility and makes a poor first impression. Do prepare thoroughly. Understand your offering inside and out so you can clearly and confidently explain its benefits. If you need a specialist, arrange for them to be on the call. Don't make it about you. Asking customers to share their details without providing value upfront signals a lack of preparation and focus. Provide immediate value. Start the conversation by explaining what you can offer. Show that you've done your homework and understand the potential customer's needs. Building trust in professional interactions requires thoughtful attention to time, intimacy, and first impressions. Be punctual, engaged, and prepared. Avoid creating suspicion by being transparent and present. Show genuine interest in the other person and develop a connection before diving into business. These seemingly small actions can significantly impact whether you gain the customer's trust or lose it entirely. The danger of faking time with AI. AI has made generating content, such as introductory emails or personalized messages, easier than ever with just a few clicks. While this technology is undeniably powerful, building trust through time requires real, personal effort, not shortcuts that merely simulate investment. The time you genuinely spend with a potential client shows respect, care, and authenticity. Qualities that shortcuts, no matter how clever, cannot replicate. Initially, it might seem like a win if a customer believes you spent meaningful time crafting a thoughtful message. But what happens when they realize you didn't? There are 3 potential outcomes, none of which bode well for trust. First, you might fool them once. But will you always be able to fool them? Customers are naive. If or when they discover you relied on AI to create a message that pretends to be personalized, they may feel misled, and trust is fragile enough that even one instance of perceived deception can erode it. Second, if the customer senses the message was generic or quickly generated, they won't feel your truly invested time in them. Without that perceived investment, they're unlikely to see you as genuinely interested in their needs or deserving of their trust. And finally, the most damaging scenario is that they realize you intentionally tried to deceive them by pretending to invest time you didn't actually spend. This isn't just a breach of trust. It's a direct action that signals dishonesty, creating doubt about your integrity and intentions moving forward. In a world where AI makes it easy to simulate effort, customers value genuine investment of time more than ever. The trust premium comes from demonstrating authenticity and care, and that can only be achieved by putting in real time and effort. Shortcuts may seem appealing, but the long-term cost of faking it is far too high. This was a short episode because Chapter 14 is a short chapter, but it was important enough to stand on its own. In this chapter, we explored how trust is often shaped in the first few minutes of an interaction, sometimes even before a single word is spoken. We talked about the impact of punctuality, presence, and preparedness, and how things like turning on your camera, being clear about your value, and respecting someone's time can instantly build or erode trust. And we also looked at a growing temptation, using AI to fake effort. When your customer realizes the message you crafted, in quote marks, wasn't personal at all, the trust damage is real and often irreversible. Next week, we'll continue with Chapter 15 and the fourth trust-building behavior in Part 3. I hope this made you think a little differently about trust and trust premium. May trust be with you. This was The Trust Show. What would you like to know about trust and trustworthiness? Let me know and I'll answer it in a future episode. I would love to hear from you. Email me at yoram@thetrustshow.com. If you like this episode, subscribe to the show so you will automatically get notified when I release a new episode. Rate it. Write a review for this podcast because those ratings help not only you, but also others looking for podcasts just like this. If you're looking for more resources to learn about how to build trust, be trusted, or know who to trust, look up my workshops, online courses, books, or go to my website, trusthabits.com. And remember that the answer to these two questions will have the biggest impact on your personal and professional success or failure. Can I trust you? And can you trust me? Thank you for listening or watching The Trust Show.